What is going on? I am Anon Moose, also known as Zedmod, and you might be asking yourself, why are you called Zedmod if your channel's Anon Moose? And that's just poor branding, poor marketing on my part, and we are going to jump into Warships. I did jump up to 7 engine rooms about 2 hours ago. I've not had time to play. 7 engine rooms is better than 6, 6 is better than 5, 4 is garbage, 2 is garbage, and 3 and 5 are not too shabby. So if you made the mistake of going 4, do let me know how you went. I have heard of 0 people who went 4 and had success. So if you're saving those keys and you're about here, do make sure that you can jump to there. You probably want to get build count 5. I know it says build count 7 here. It probably should say build count 3, but details, details, details. Now, as far as spending diamonds go, for those of you who have the cryo bomb, that is a good thing, probably all season long. For those of you who have Super Warriors, as soon as you get remote defib and you get some rifles back here, you probably want to switch off of Super Warriors onto shock bombs. Will make things go a little bit more smoothly. I'm going to cheap out for the moment. Keep using Super Warriors. It's kind of neat as people move away from Super Warriors, suddenly they become a little bit stronger because people's bases stop trying to block them. And otherwise, one other note is once you get that remote defib to a decent level, if you're not token poor like me, just a reminder that you can make that even stronger by getting that rifleman boost. There is always something to get. And I avoided falling into that trap because I wanted to go 7 engine rooms. The masses appear to have been gone to 7. 7 seems to be better, so rather than trying to hunt and find a base to copy and not being able to find anything, Supercell, by the way, I would love to see the engine room count over here. Like, if this was a 7 and that was a 6, that way you could go hunting a little bit easier. And hopefully they don't use yellow on a beige background because that is not super easy to read. You get the basic ideas, though. Season 71 is almost over, folks. That is how crazy this season is. I am going to build a 7 engine room base, and then I'm going to show you, you know what, I'll show you some replays first, because building a base is pretty darn boring. Let's just do a pause. So as far as replays go, my times have been halfway decent. 316 is not halfway decent. Against Angry Crab, we pulled out a 328, and this is fairly standard because we have talked about Super Warriors getting useful. We can drop it down there and then send our Seekers way, way, way out wide. And by the way, I love Speed Serum on Bullet. We'll show you in a second here. Getting some cryo bombs out. Getting that remote hack out, which is super useful. And even if there's not enough damage nearby, that can be super, super useful because it acts as tiny stun, essentially, which is a great, great thing. And now watch Bullet. Where is Bullet? Bullet is going to do a runner here. Oh, this is the wrong attack. Anyways, so we get these bottom Seekers down here. Seekers going every which way as that Super Warrior comes to join the group. And if you're not familiar with Seekers, just delay a little bit. Delay some troops, send them where you want them to go. And this is just, look at this. We lost to Baby Shark. Then we won against Baby Shark and then lost to Alpha Shark, which are 2 different players. That made me chuckle, though. And then I went on an ugly run and had to put the game down, which worked out well because we got back into the winning column. So 316 is not super duper quick, but I'll show you what I'm doing here. See Super Warrior on that shock launcher, and then just Bullet. Look at Bullet tanking through all of those boom mines, and then watch Bullet as he rushes through. I think, look at Bullet not running. Okay, wrong replay. I've got a replay somewhere. It must be the other one. We've got that. It must be on the Angry Crab, perhaps, or did I show that one? Let's show this one. I think this is the one where Bullet just absolutely beast modes his way through. Rocket launchers starting to become a thing, but notice how, like, level 6, like, just so token poor everyone. And then this is where we've got some Seekers running up that far left-hand wall, and I keep forgetting to flare Bullet. But when Bullet has that speed serum, look at him just run through and finish the engine room all by himself. So Speed Serum, and someone mentioned this is like a hand-eye coordination test because we've got, what do we got here? We got cryo bombs, we've got Super Warriors, we've got remote hack, we've got speed serum, we've got defib. There are so many buttons to push, and I heard a joke at stand-up at some point saying that you grew up with Nintendo and Playboy, and that makes me chuckle because hand-eye coordination at its best. And critter launchers, do not go to tick 3. Tick 3 is very, very bad. And I found this season I kind of just unlock things at random because you can just get everything always. And that kind of sucks for me because going tick 3, tick 4 is quite expensive. So just staying at tick 2 is all you need to do. And I've got a bunch of defense, but I've got a bunch of offense as well. And if you want to do well this season and you're sick of Seekers, just consider going and getting those heavy choppas and laser rangers and possibly even Dr. Kevy Kavan, and then just get every single defense and just ruin Seeker players' day. You can have a lot of fun just watching Seekers fizzle. So I know a bunch of players out there are like, I'm not playing because it's a Seeker meta. That's the exact reason to play. Crush the Seekers. You can get so much satisfaction by making people fail, if that's your thing. Okay, base is built. This base comes to you by way of Mackett, and chances are he didn't build it himself, but gotta give credit where credit is due. He does not have critter launchers, does not have the extra shock or machine gun, but he does have green mines, so lots of variations, also lots of different stat nodes. I've got 80% building health, lots of people have more, lots of people have less. I definitely need some troop health because I'm gonna fizzle almost certainly, but that's part of the fun. So let's get going. Don't need to worry too much about this stuff. So what I'm going to try to do is send 1-2 over there, all you guys over here, and then we'll just throw like that down there. And we're going to flare bullet back to there and just see what the heck we can do as far as clearing a bunch of mines. The dude went that way, so we're going to have to speed these guys up over here as we're still trying desperately to get bullet to go somewhere halfway decent. Gonna flare there and shock there, and things are going every which way, which isn't super bad, but it's not super great at the same time as we throw all sorts of our Seeker friends back there. I told you bullet would do useful things, and we got 320. That was not great. That was sort of just throwing things every which way and troops not going in the direction where we wanted them to. And we're up against a join at own risk player, and sadly we're going to take their stars. I hate matching against join at own risk players. But my account that is parked for the season, and by the way, if you're looking to know how to park your account for the season, I've got a card somewhere up about there, perhaps? So we are moving up into 17. That is good. First win of the day, 15 stars. Should be able to climb into 18. But you really need to take advantage of push points this season. Man, does it ever make a difference. And speaking of making a difference, they have no building health. So we should be able to cruise through this, but you just need to go as fast as we possibly can. We're going to send bullet out there. 1-2 here, 1-2 here, 1-2 out there. We're going to flare all the way back. Remote hack. Some of those things, and I forgot to send those guys out there. And now, speaking of remote hack, we're going to send a couple of those guys back there. Still flaring bullet every which way. And then as soon as we can, we're going to get you guys going, and bullet's going to taunt some things, and just all over craziness. Like, I don't even know what just happened. 3 minutes, 26 seconds, though. So do go 7. Do drop your Seekers at different times. If you are not super familiar with Seekers, I am maybe top 80% Seeker player in the game, maybe actually, no, probably higher than that, because a lot of people are awful at Seekers. So, and those players who are awful at Seekers are probably way further down in ranks. I've got some tips for you. We are winning. Seekers can be fun, but they can also be super frustrating if you're running in one of those bases with like 140% building health or whatever the heck it is, with like 100% building damage. And by the way, those bases that do have hotpots, bullet is super useful for those. And we're just getting kind of easy matches at the second. So again, we're going to go with you about there, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then all of you guys over here flaring back there as we get this, and then maybe some of that, and maybe some of those, and Bullet is still going. We need to get Bullet moving, and notice that your pink zombie dudes do get affected by all of the things, so we need to be a little bit careful as far as when you flare things and when you don't flare things. And I have made all sorts of mistakes. I have not used all my GBE terribly wisely, but we still got a 324, so things are cruising along. We should be moving into 18 in the next couple battles against Lone Star, who I think I have lost to and beat in earlier parts of this season, and they are going to get a time of about, see that they didn't flare? That's the big mistake that people make. Make sure that you throw a flare for your pink zombie dudes, and that flare also brings Bullet to where you want him to. And I know not many people have Bullet. My Bullet's only tick 1, but when Bullet gets that speed serum and just runs through everything taunting, you get a lot of goodness out of it. So not playing much, my videos are all late. Life is crazy right now, but should settle down. My daughter's last basketball game was last week, last practice tonight. Son's baseball assessments are tomorrow, so lots and lots of things going on. And main base will have some main base goodness coming soon, but otherwise, hopefully this gave you some tips or some ideas or something to entertain you. And if it did, again, that's where that code is super duper helpful in all Supercell games. Grinding a bunch of ranked on Brawl Stars. Pig just ended, but that's another day. Thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing, comments. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmon. Peace.